You've tried budgeting before. You sat down with your spreadsheet or your app, feeling determined. You allocated every dollar. You promised yourself this time would be different. Then life happened. The transmission failed. Your daughter needed braces. The water heater decided to retire. Within weeks, maybe days, that careful budget became another abandoned New Year's resolution. Here's what nobody tells you. Your budget didn't fail because you lacked discipline. It failed because you believed a dangerous myth about how money management actually works. Personal finance experts have spent decades pushing the same message. Budgeting is about willpower. They suggest you simply need more self-control, better habits, stronger motivation. This is backwards. Research examining thousands of households reveals something different. According to studies of wealth accumulation patterns, approximately 97% of Americans who systematically pay extra on their mortgages don't actually do it. These aren't lazy people. They're hardworking individuals who genuinely intended to make those extra payments. What stopped them? Not lack of motivation. Life stopped them. The broken transmission, the medical bills, the family emergency. Reality intervened because their system had no shock absorbers. Between 2000 and 2020, researchers conducted over 200 workshops examining why some families build wealth while others, often earning identical incomes, accumulate nothing. The distinction wasn't motivation or intelligence. The difference was systems that accounted for human weakness. Consider this. Among people making $50,000 annually, some retire with substantial assets. Others reach 65 still working, still broke, despite earning the same income for decades. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation reports that 97 out of 165-year-olds cannot write a check for $600. These aren't different people. They used different systems. Money Magazine found that 78% of us will experience a major unexpected expense within any 10-year period. Not might experience. Will experience. Your budget assumes smooth sailing. Life guarantees storms. This creates a trap. You budget carefully, then your car needs $800 in repairs. You have 3 choices, all bad. 1. Raid your careful budget allocations. 2. Use a credit card. 3. Skip the repair and hope. Each choice destroys your system. The budget collapses. You conclude you're bad with money. You're not. Your system was incomplete. Research into successful debt elimination reveals something unexpected. Families who saved just $1,000 before attacking debt completed their financial transformations. Families who skipped this step abandoned their plans within months. The difference? That $1,000 absorbed life's smaller emergencies. The alternator failure didn't become a budget failure. The urgent care visit didn't trigger new debt. According to consumer finance data, 49% of Americans could cover less than 1 month's expenses if they lost income. They're one transmission failure from complete financial chaos. But here's the remarkable part. Once families establish even this small buffer, emergencies somehow happen less frequently. This isn't magic, it's psychology. When you know you can handle a $600 car repair, you don't panic. You don't make desperate decisions. You maintain your system instead of abandoning it. Behavioral research in personal finance shows something counterintuitive. Motivation doesn't drive success. Success drives motivation. Think about weight loss. You don't sustain your diet because you're motivated. You stay motivated because you saw results quickly. Lost 3 pounds the first week. You'll stick with the program. Gained weight? You'll quit. Money works identically. Traditional budgeting says, restrict everything, stay disciplined for years, eventually see results. This is why 90% of budgets fail within weeks. Effective systems reverse this, create small wins immediately, pay off a $52 medical bill, see it disappear from your list, feel the progress. That feeling, not willpower, fuels the next step. Studies of successful debt elimination found that families listing debts smallest to largest, regardless of interest rates, succeeded most often. Why? Quick wins. Psychological momentum. Visible progress. The math purists hate this. They correctly note you'd save more paying high-interest debt first. They incorrectly assume human beings operate on pure mathematics. We don't. We operate on hope and tangible progress. Your budget needs 3 components, not 1. First, a written plan you create monthly, not a template. Not last month's plan, this month's reality. Your income this month. Your obligations this month. Your goals this month. Why monthly? Because inflation averages 4% annually. Your life changes. August budget cannot work in December. Second, your emergency buffer. Start with $1,000. If you earn under $20,000 annually, start with $500. This isn't for investing. This isn't earning significant interest. This is Murphy repellent. Third, your debt elimination sequence. List every debt except your mortgage. Smallest balance first. Ignore interest rates. Attack the smallest while paying minimums on others. This violates conventional financial advice. It works anyway. Consumer Federation of America found that among people earning under $35,000 annually, 40% believe their best path to $500,000 was winning the lottery. This isn't stupidity. This is hopelessness. When your budget fails repeatedly, when emergencies constantly derail your plans, when you can't see progress despite genuine effort, you lose hope. The lottery seems equally plausible as systematic saving. But research into actual wealth accumulation tells a different story. The average millionaire drives a 2-year-old car. Most millionaires live in middle-class neighborhoods. They didn't win lotteries or inherit fortunes. They had systems that survived contact with reality. According to studies of consumer behavior, approximately 88% of college seniors graduate with credit card debt before they even have jobs. These are intelligent people. They failed anyway because they lack systems. Understanding the motivation myth changes everything. You're not broken. Your previous system was. Here's what changes immediately. Stop asking yourself to be superhuman. You're not going to sustain perfect discipline for decades. Nobody does. Build systems that work when you're tired, stressed, and imperfect. Create visible progress markers. That $1,000 emergency fund isn't just practical protection. It's proof you can control money. That first paid-off debt isn't just mathematical progress. It's evidence this system works. Expect resistance from others. When you start building an emergency fund instead of investing, someone will tell you you're missing compound interest opportunities. When you pay off small debts before high-interest ones, someone will critique your mathematics. They're not living your life. You are. Research shows that 75% of wealthy people, those in the Forbes 400, say the best way to build wealth is becoming and staying debt-free. Not leveraging debt cleverly. Not using credit strategically. Getting completely out of debt. These are people who succeeded. Listen to them, not to people explaining why their own debt is somehow different. Give this approach 90 days. Not 90 perfect days, 90 real days where life happens and you adapt. Track one metric. Are you making progress despite imperfection? Did you save anything toward that emergency fund? Did you pay off one small debt? Did you make one extra mortgage payment? Progress, not perfection, determines success. According to bankruptcy research, 69% of people filing bankruptcy cite credit card debt as the primary cause. These weren't people planning to fail. They were people whose systems couldn't handle normal life. Your system must handle abnormal life, because life is consistently abnormal. Sarah and John earned $81,000 combined. They owed $56,000 on credit cards, had a mortgage, and felt perpetually behind. Traditional advice: stop spending. Make minimum payments, invest simultaneously for retirement, save for emergencies, and maintain perfect discipline indefinitely. Their actual approach: saved $1,000 fast, then attacked debt smallest to largest, stopped retirement investing temporarily, focused completely on one thing at a time. Counterintuitive, yes. Effective? They eliminated $56,000 in debt within 2 years while earning an average income. The difference wasn't superhuman discipline. They used a system designed for humans. Tomorrow morning, 3 actions. 1. Write down every debt except your mortgage, smallest to largest. This isn't planning. This is acknowledging reality. 2. Identify $1,000 you can gather quickly. Sell something? Work overtime. Cancel something. Get that buffer established before doing anything else. 3. Create this month's budget on paper. Every dollar allocated. Zero-based budgeting. Income minus expenses equals 0. Not next month's perfect budget. This month's real budget. Motivation is a result, not a requirement. You don't need to feel motivated to start. You need to start to feel motivated. That first $100 saved feels different than you expect. That first small debt eliminated creates unexpected satisfaction. These small wins generate the energy for bigger ones. Studies of successful wealth builders found a consistent pattern. They started despite fear, continued despite setbacks, and persevered because they saw progress. Not because they possessed exceptional discipline. Because they had systems that created visible momentum. Your previous budgets failed because they demanded perfection in an imperfect world. They required discipline without building systems. They promised future rewards without providing immediate feedback. This approach acknowledges human nature. We need quick wins. We need protection from inevitable setbacks. We need progress we can see and feel. The emergency fund catches surprises before they become disasters. The smallest to largest debt sequence provides rapid victories. The monthly budget creation forces you to face reality repeatedly without drowning in it. These aren't tricks. They're accommodations for how human beings actually function. A budget isn't a restriction. It's a plan for using your most powerful wealth-building tool, your income. Right now, your income likely disappears into payments and obligations. You work, earn, spend, repeat. No progress, no accumulation, just perpetual motion. A functioning budget transforms that income into a wealth-building machine. Not someday, starting immediately. Consumer surveys show that Americans carrying $12,000 in average credit card debt pay roughly $185 monthly, just in minimum payments. Eliminate that debt and you have $185 monthly for building wealth instead. That's not motivation. That's mathematics applied through sustainable systems. Can you live like no one else for a few years to live like no one else later? This is the actual choice. Not whether you have enough discipline, not whether you're good with money. Will you tolerate temporary discomfort for permanent change? Because that's what separates the 3% who build substantial wealth from the 97% who reach retirement still financially stressed. Not superior intelligence, not better luck, not higher incomes. Different systems, different choices, different results. Your next budget doesn't need more motivation. It needs better engineering. Build it to survive reality, and it will. That's not a motivational platitude. That's documented fact from families who've done exactly this. Now you can too.